You and I change constantly. The world around us changes constantly. Every once in a while, those things collide and we get stuck in a rut. We don't exactly know where to go, especially with our career. And we have this yearning for more meaning, more purpose, more money, more impact, and we don't know how to get there. So if this is you, this episode of Headspace is going to be very valuable for you. Welcome to Headspace. Here we go. Before I unpack 3 things you want to consider when you're stuck in your career, I want to ask you for a quick favor. As always, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, share this with your friends, give us a 5-star review if you're listening on audio. Just help us grow the channel. I really, truly appreciate it. All right, let's unpack 3 things to consider when you feel stuck. First of all, it's normal to be stuck and be in a rut because it means you need change in your life. That's all it means. It's totally normal. And the things to consider in my mind is, what do I need to learn? That's a much more optimistic view. What do I need to learn? And you start poking around and finding out. Who do I need to speak to? Don't keep it to yourself. Don't live in your mind, in your brain. Speak to people. What is the opportunity? What is out there that I haven't even experienced before, but will offer me a better future? So I will illustrate. Years and years ago, Deb and I, my wife and I, started an entertainment company. And it was a very unique niche. I'll explain what it is. But it came out of me feeling stuck. I wanted to do something new. And we both had backgrounds in show business, right? I had a lot of rapport in Eastern Europe with artists. She had a lot of rapport in Hollywood with producers. So what did we need to learn? Oh, these things can coexist. Interesting. Who do we need to speak to? People in those places. So start speaking, being curious. Hey, would there be a demand of doing something very specifically Hollywood quality, texture, perhaps production value for somebody in Eastern Europe? And we quickly found out that, yes, there's an interest. Then we need to find out, who can we work with locally? And Deb had a network of really high-level professionals. So we found the people, just bare minimum pieces. Okay, so what's the unique value proposition? What's the opportunity? Well, it's Eastern European artists who want to upgrade their game and they want to produce music and music videos in Hollywood. That's the unique value proposition. So create a website. We get our first client within a month, which not always doesn't always happen, but sometimes just things just click because you're thinking about those things a certain way. So when you're feeling stuck, what do you need to learn? Who do you need to speak to? What's the opportunity? The second thing is this fear of change that visits everybody. It's completely natural. Happens because we need to step out of a comfort zone. If nothing needs to change, we're in a comfort zone, totally fine. If things need to change, you have to step out of the comfort zone. So what do you need to learn? Strategies to overcome anxiety, negative thinking. That's hugely important. And many people just get stuck in that phase of what they need to learn. Who do you need to speak to? A coach or a mentor. They'll save you time, money, anxiety, mistakes. That's what I do for a living at Xponential. We accelerate people's growths. What's the opportunity? The opportunity is to find out just how much you're capable of. And most people fear finding out what they're capable of because they think they're going to underdeliver. And in most cases, in my experience, they overdeliver. We always sort of stay short because of fear, but when we lean into it with courage, with curiosity, we find out that we're capable of much more than we think. I had this client at Xponential who was an amazing guy, very, very capable. And even he discovered that he's capable of more than he thought or imagined was possible. By the end of Xponential, he had 6 dream job offers within weeks of graduating. He had a number he had in mind for his salary, and it all sort of came together. And a lot of it has to do not with something mystical or magical, but with our ability to sort of overcome this inner filter, this fear of change, and just opening ourselves up towards opportunity. The third thing I want to sort of bring into this conversation is this lack of clarity. It's disorienting. It's frustrating when you just can't see the future in a lot of detail. And a lot of it then comes down to what we call the inner game. Values. What is your calling? What do you value? Sort of even elevating how much you can bring to the table in any particular situation. Sometimes it's within your industry, sometimes it's an adjacent industry. Sometimes, if you think about it deeply enough and you calm down and you relax and you start looking at the world optimistically, you know that you can actually start your own business. And of course, that offers more risk, but also unlimited upside. And then start communicating to the world, which is also sort of scary, right? Because you don't know what the response is going to be. So we started a digital media company years ago called Third Drive Media, and it was sort of a similar thing. We felt that we had a lot of the elements, and we had values, and we felt that we had something that we can bring to the table that's superior to your average digital media company. And just testing things, being curious, not being offended when things either don't come together or they don't gain traction. We're just investigating. We are confident in who we are. We know what our value is, what our capabilities are. And we're just trying to test what works, what kind of services, how they should be packaged, how they can be priced. All those things take time, but it takes this inner game of overcoming this lack of clarity and just curiously, open-mindedly exploring. And now it's a functioning business with a reputation, with a portfolio. And this sort of gradually builds upon itself, and it basically goes from lack of clarity, this insecurity, to positive responses, to successful deals, to progress, to clarity, to confidence. And that's the progression. That's how you come out of this lack of clarity. I hope this helped you get some answers if you feel stuck in your career. If you liked this video, also watch the video where I talk about the benefits of developing a personal brand. Thanks again for watching Headspace.